Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my final day off. Now, before I head back to work and get back into the shifts, I will be talking about this BvlgarI Le Gemme fragrance that a lot of y'all requested of me. It came out back in 2022. And although it came out back then, I guess the hype is building up right now, or people discovered it and loved it right now. So here I am. I will be giving you guys a no hype breakdown of this scent. Let's go. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 27,000 subscribers. So please continue all your support, guys. Deep dive into my over 900 no-hype videos. And please shop with our affiliates and friends supporting this channel, as well as with our affiliate links should you decide to get a full bottle. We got great prices on our affiliate links. That greatly helps as well. Thank you so much for all your support. And the fragrance that we'll be talking about today is none other than BvlgarI Le Gemme Orom. Yes, BvlgarI Le Gemme Orom. And the person I do want to thank right here, the person that sent me this is one of the best decanters in the game, Jared Miller. And I do want to thank Jared for sending this. These are his 5 ml decants in a nice pressurized bottle with the thick glass right here. So if you want to experience these fragrances in a very cost-effective way, Jared is your guy. He's got a lot of not only the new stuff, but the mainstays, the popular ones that really withstand the test of time. He's the guy to talk to. Message him below. I will link him. Thank you, Jared. Okay, so what is up with this fragrance, BvlgarI Orom? Now, this fragrance comes from the BvlgarI Le Gemme collection, aka the expensive ones. Okay, so there are BvlgarI fragrances that are like in the designer pricing, but also you have Le Gemme, which is between $300 to $400. All right, they're usually very expensive. Now, the Le Gemme collection really has always been, either praised or criticized for great smelling fragrances. That there's fans of these fragrances. But also, the Le Gemme collection is also criticized for either, the performance not being there or the fragrances themselves being too simplistic and not worth that $400 price. And this one, apparently, there is a lot of love on this. You guys requested it. And the interesting thing about it is that it has oud, all right? Which is, I found that out when I was randomly strolling the duty-free going to England. I was like, oh, there's Orom. And then I was like, oh, it's oud. Wow, these guys want to know about oud. So, okay, here we are right here. We're going to talk about it right here. Hope you guys are excited. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here, BvlgarI Le Gemme Orom. And let's start this with the first note that really comes out and hits you, not really hard, but it hits you in the beginning of this fragrance, Orom. Now, one of the chief notes of this fragrance, and it's a key note, is of course the oud, all right? And the oud is called Oud Assam, and Oud Assam is a type of oud that is woody, smoky, and leathery, okay? And if we talk about, the animalic nature of this fragrance, the funk or animalic nature right here is not super strong, but it is there. So there is some funk or animalic type of nuisance in this Oud Assam, okay? So you're not free of that. But I will say this, that it is not barnyard or poopy. That is not there. So it is rather woody, smoky, leathery with some slight funk. So hopefully that helps. Now, I will classify this fragrance still, even if people are saying, oh, let's compare this to Baby Cat, which is, okay, I can see that comparison too. I'll discuss that later. But this is definitely an oud fragrance because this Oud Assam hits you in the beginning. Again, there's a slight punch here in the beginning that announces the arrival of this Oud Assam. It's like it's saying, I'm here. Yes, this is an oud fragrance. Before you talk about the other notes, I'm right here. It comes in. And I'm going to say this, that the punch of this initial Oud Assam before the other main note comes in the beginning really lasts. I would say the punch is about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so can't escape that. This is definitely an oud intro for an oud fragrance. Oud Assam comes in with that animalic, leathery, woody, and smoky touch in this intro right here. Now, one thing I will bring out right here regarding the bottle of Orom is the turquoise slash blue like gemstone at the top, which is patterned after a peacock. All right, a peacock, guys. That's why it's like that. And this peacock is, it's patterned around a peacock that lives in Madagascar. All right, and when we think about Madagascar, we think about Madagascar vanilla. One of the best, if not the best, vanilla high quality vanilla notes out there in the game is Madagascar vanilla. Also seen in Baby Cat, so I can see that comparison right there. And the Madagascar vanilla is sweet, it's creamy, it's warming. And it is coming out right here in this intro of BvlgarI Orom. Initially blending with that Oud Assam, again with that, hints of leather and slight funk. But then eventually this Madagascar vanilla comes out even stronger as the intro goes. So a lot of people love this mix, or they also love Madagascar vanilla. They've never smelled Madagascar vanilla, this is the time to do it. And with that Oud Assam coming in there, there's almost like a dark blend. It's like a dark blend Madagascar vanilla that comes out in this fragrance. Absolutely beautiful, really lovely as expected. And that is why a lot of people love this fragrance. Now, let me say this, that the Madagascar vanilla has a nice 1 to 2 hour coverage. So it's not like most top notes that maybe disappear within like 45 minutes to an hour. It's got a longer coverage than usual, again, for you to enjoy. And by that time, the punch of that Oud Assam turns into like lingering Oud Assam, and you will get to enjoy that blend, that sweet, creamy blend mixed with it. I like the blend itself. Some people like it when the Madagascar vanilla is more stronger, less Oud Assam, but I like the blend because I also appreciate oud. Okay, so now let's talk about initial sillage and projection of this one. This one is a lingering draw-in scent. I don't think it's made to really invade spaces, and especially with the punch of this Oud Assam really not being, being short-lived rather, and not too like in your face. It's really not, guys. And so with that being said, it's a lingering draw-in scent. It's great for the wearer to really appreciate the scent, and I would say people in, 3 to 4 feet away will actually get to smell this one and enjoy this one. But of course, still has hints of oud, but of course, eventually gets almost overrun by that Madagascar vanilla with just lingering hints of oud. So I would say it's a decent sillage and projection for a niche fragrance that's not too invasive, especially in the oud department. Okay, so now let's head into the mid of this fragrance right here. Now, like I said, this animalic nature really continues on in the beginning, mixes with the Madagascar vanilla, then slowly the animalic part actually fades away. And what takes over in the mid, kind of like 2 hours in, is going to be your resinous amber. And to me, the amber is similar to another Le Gemme fragrance I own, which is Ambero. Very nice and sweet and resinous, but mostly really amber sweet, like golden amber sweet. And again, this is a note that a lot of people in the mainstream love. Now, one thing that's really interesting about the Oud Assam is by the time it gets to the resinous ambery mid, a leathery dimension, some people call rubbery, I call it leathery. The leathery dimension continues as the facet of that Oud Assam, meaning the animalic side gets stopped at really like the first part of the fragrance, and then afterwards it's more of the leathery side, which blends really great with this resinous amber, sort of like how labdanum has leathery facets, continuing kind of like that darker side of this fragrance, but also, like I said, golden amber, which a lot of people love, and that is going to be the entirety of the mid right there. By that point, the Oud Assam has turned into a leathery facet rather than the whole full Oud Assam punch that you get in the beginning of this fragrance. Mostly it's gonna be golden ambery sweet in the mid of BvlgarI Orom. Okay, so now let's head into the dry down right here. The dry down's kind of tricky to me because the Oud Assam, which is listed as the dry down note, and I believe it could be a base note right here, rises up in the beginning part of this fragrance. And you can really smell that in full blast for, again, that first punch. And again, hints of that animalic nature towards the intro. And then once you get to the mid, it's now this leathery dimension on the, against the amber of the mid. Now, by the time you get to the dry down, in my opinion, the potency of this Oud Assam has almost worn out. And what is left right here is almost woody, and I believe there's musk here, some powdery musk with some woods, and some remnants of the sweetness of either the vanilla or the resins of the amber. Some slight sweetness, but mostly woody and powdery musky is what I got at the end of this fragrance. No more potency from that Oud Assam because it's been used in the initial, and of course kind of fades away into the mid parts of this fragrance right here. It's just down to like woody, musky, and slightly sweet. And with that being said, also with that comes the performance, because of course you don't have the big potency or the concentration of the base note. Performance definitely, I would say, dips right here in the dry down part of BvlgarI Orom. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance right here, BvlgarI Orom? I think it's one of the safest ouds out there to get to know or to get to collect or get to try. It is one of the safest, and most of y'all who have been following me for years, you know my wife is the oud meter. If I wear anything truly oudy, even from a mile away, she can detect it and she will scold me for it, because it will take over some part of the house, smell of the room or whatever. And so that is why oud scents are like here and there when I do review them. And I know you guys appreciate the oud reviews. This one right here, she barely even detected. So that will tell you that this is one of the safest ouds. The way that the Oud Assam, the potency, the punch is not super strong, and then it blends really nicely with Madagascar vanilla, which is a very likable note by both sexes, and then the golden amber, and by that time you only get a leather facet of that Oud Assam. With that being said, very, very safe as an oud fragrance or even as an intro oud fragrance. And I get it why some people compare this to Baby Cat, because at some point that power of the Oud Assam isn't there, and really you have, depending on what your nose focuses on, you get to focus on the Madagascar vanilla, or you get to focus on the golden amber, okay, which are both really fantastic fall winter notes. So I get why people like that. But I would say this, that to me it's still an oud fragrance, but it is one of the safest out there. Now, usage wise, guys, this is a fall fragrance to me. And maybe you can wear it in the winter season, but given the performance, which I will talk about after this, I will say that this is a fall fragrance. Perfect for right now in California. Kind of cold, but not really. It's like hoodie weather. Definitely I could wear this, maybe cool summer nights even. Or for those that, want to wear it in AC environments, sure, you can wear this. And also, this is a very unisex scent. This apparently is given away if you fly Emirates first class. They give it away as, part of the little beauty kit that they give for free. You get Orom for the women. So I can see women wearing this because Madagascar vanilla and amber are great scents that women love as well. But I will say this, that for the guys, it's okay too, because of the Oud Assam, right? The Oud Assam, maybe culturally, yeah, women are okay with wearing that. But when I am smelling a, dark, leathery, slightly animalic oud with some funk and also leathery, smoky even, slightly smoky, guys, I'm thinking like male. I'm thinking of like a man's oud. And that's the balance that the Oud Assam has. And again, maybe for, in the Middle East, women are cool with it and they like the other notes. But for me, it's definitely unisex. If you're a guy watching this and you're wondering, can I wear it? Absolutely. You can wear Orom. Definitely is very unisex. Also, much like the other BvlgarI Le Gemme fragrances, this is kind of like a grabber to upscale grabber. It can be an upscale grabber thinking about the BvlgarI brand, but most of these are kind of like LVs in a way, like Louis Vuitton fragrances, where a lot of them are grabbers for the simplistic nature, the immediate satisfaction you get from the vanilla, from the amber. It's very simplistic, or some people will say even linear, but because of that, I think it could be a grabber, something that you can just grab whenever you want. And that is why a lot of people love BvlgarI fragrances, because they're not just, staying there as some sort of like high-end display on the perfume cabinet. You can literally wear these things really anytime you want during the colder season. So I would say the usage is grabber to upscale grabber. Now let's talk about total performance, guys, and this one right here, like I said, is gonna be the thing, because as you all know, the Oud Assam fades away, and that takes away the potency of this fragrance down the line. You want a lot of performance, you got to have a pretty heavy dry down with a lot of really potent notes, and the most potent note of this fragrance already rises to the top and slowly dissipates as we go. So as expected, the total performance of this fragrance is 8 to 9 hours. All right, so it's not gonna be your 12-hour scent that a lot of fragrances can do, but also it's at the expense of a balance and a not too punchy oud, and really nice, like smooth continuum is what you get with Orom. So with that being said, you're not gonna get that heavy ending as the Oud Assam dissipates over time. Now, for a lot of people, that's okay. A lot of people really use fragrances for max 3 to 4 hours. This is not a fragrance you would use for work anyways. So if I would wear this for any social engagement, I mean, it's like 1 to 4 hours, right? So with that being said, that's okay. You will get your coverage of vanilla and resins, and you will still get that slight oud punch. So I guess for a lot of people, that's okay. And to me, it's okay as well. I have Ambero, which lasts pretty much the same. A lot of the Le Gemme fragrances are not really long lasting, as in 12 hours. But again, usage-wise, it should be okay. Okay, now let's talk about the pricing on this one. On our Joma shop link below, if you want to purchase it outright, it's like $319. It's only a slight discount, or maybe it's like $100 discount. I know the regular one is $400. So it's a good price if you want to get that. But still, I would say get a decant. I always practice what I preach. The reason why I get decants is because I don't want to be put in a hole buying something that I haven't tried yet. Okay, and I do have a lot of full bottle fragrances I enjoy, but still try these fragrances, especially because oud itself is a big question mark for a lot of people. You don't know. I mean, even if I say it's the safest oud, it depends how you guys are going to take in that Oud Assam from this fragrance, that initial punch of pure Oud Assam. How are you guys going to take it? Therefore, get a decant from Jared Miller, really low cost, before you buy a bottle. And if you decide you want to get a bottle, I believe it. Again, one of the nicest oud scents with a nice blend of Madagascar vanilla and amber. If you want to get a full bottle, we got the link down there at Joma Shop, $300 or $320. It's definitely discounted, so do that as well. Okay, but try this first if you haven't. And that is it. That is my no hype review on BvlgarI Le Gemme Orom. I'm curious to know what you guys and gals have to say. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance right here. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You got issues with the oud or issues with the performance? Let me know on the comments below. I would love to know your feedback. And as long as you are respectful to others and myself, it's cool. It's going to be there. I don't care how you guys hate the fragrance or love the fragrance, it's going to be there. Just do not be disrespectful to others and myself. It's going to be there. Now, next on our fragrance journey, definitely are the Serjoffs. I'm going to get Torino 25, as a lot of you guys requested, as well as the sketchbook perfumes that I tried in England. Love those to death. I'll get those review out very, very soon. Again, please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. God bless. Take care. Peace.